Hey, what's up guys? This is Mario from Trader Today, and in today's video, I'm gonna talk about Bitcoin. What's happening with Bitcoin? What is going on? Is this cycle ever gonna be over anytime soon? Is it gonna continue to go down? Is there ever gonna be a bounce? Should it continue to hold? And I'm actually gonna give you a perspective from a real trader who does this full time, who understands price action, who does this for a living, and I'm gonna give you what the real insight is when it comes down to reading price action, reading trends, etc. All right, so let's get started. So what I want to kind of cover um, in Bitcoin, I'm going to go over the trend. I want you guys to pretty much avoid all this recent sell-off to kind of give you a perspective of what a trader looks like and what really makes money in a trader in a trend. So let's go back in time, to kind of so you guys can kind of understand, the bigger picture of what's really going on when it comes down to a trend. So let's go back in time again, and we're gonna go back to, I guess, 2017, early 2017, March 2017. So I'm going to cover one of the things that what traders really look for. What do traders look for when it comes down to making trades, whether it be a swing trade, day trade, or even a long-term investment trade? The most important thing is a trend. There's got to be an established trend where I could feel confident enough that I could put my money to work, where I could see my money grow. So let me show you what a trend looks like. A trend, what it literally looks like in a technical basis, is a combination of higher highs in terms of price and higher lows in terms of price action, and continue to gradually increase over time. Now let me explain that. So if you guys could see this higher level Bitcoin, $1,300 around March 4th, 2017. And you see that there was a pullback to like maybe over below 1,000, but then it continued to trend and it broke above that $1,300. You guys can see that over here and the levels over here. I want you guys to pay close attention to that. So we saw that broke above that, continued to trend, pulled back, okay, but it bounced off that back, made new highs, pulled back, bounced off that, made new highs, and actually that was probably the biggest pullback all the way to 1,800. But what's more important is that it never broke below this other high, which is 1,300, which a lot of traders don't understand, because it's very, very important when the trend is established that support and resistance levels hold. Most important, support levels hold, and resistance levels get breaking out. So that's when traders talk about a breakout, they're talking about an established resistance level. For example, right here, this 3,000 level, that is resistance because of this top. It pulled back from that level, again, held support, bounced back, and it broke out. You can see that. So that's a breakout. So again, a trend. What is a trend? New higher highs in price and higher lows. Higher lows meaning that the lows are higher. So for example, the lows of this move was actually 1,750, all right? So the next low we saw was actually right here, which is 3,140. And again, never broke below this 3,000 right here. Very, very important. So that support held. It held. It continued to trend. Again, trend is still in play. Next level was around 5,000. Again, all right, it pulled back from that level. Trend that broke out. Continued to trend above 5,000. All right. So now you see those levels. Now again, last pullback, it pulled back. Again, pulled back to like 6,000 and never went below this 5,000. Okay. So do you guys see that now? Again, trend. When the trend happens, again, there's a combination of higher highs in price and lower highs. So higher high price, again, this is 3,000, 5,000. There's another higher, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000. Okay, higher lows. Again, the lows right here was 2,000, around 2,000, 3,000. What is this? 5,000, almost 6,000. So do you guys see that? And it's upward trend until it kind of went parabolic. So that's a trend right there. And for those who don't really understand, trends or haven't seen this type of trend chart, I highly recommend you guys to look at penny stock parabolic pump and dump stock, because literally that's what Bitcoin looks like. It looks like a massive pump and dump scheme. You know, you guys, so you know, there's only like 17 million shares Bitcoin, or 17 million Bitcoin. That's a small float, meaning the reason why it kind of went up so high so fast is because there was a very limited amount of supply. Again, price goes up when there's low supply, high demand, similar to a Bitcoin pump and dump. Bitcoin pump and dumps have floats of like 5 million, 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, similar to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's float is only at 17 million, not even 17 million. So again, and when I'm talking about float, I'm talking about supply. I mean, how many Bitcoins are out there traded? So low supply, high demand, guess what? Price is going to go up. So I want you guys to understand that, because to me, and I actually made a video about this a very long time ago, and you guys are welcome to visit my YouTube channel. I was actually predicting this sell-off months before it actually happened, and I welcome you guys to look at my YouTube videos, and you guys could see that. And I predicted this a long time ago, actually. So what happened was that, again, because of such a low supply and such high demand, again, higher highs, higher lows, trend was in play. And when the hysteria really kicked in was when the media started really going crazy announcing Bitcoin. And you had companies like Coinbase and others, especially in the US, giving the opportunity to people to buy cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Litecoin, or Ethereum very easily just by downloading an app. And it was very simple to transfer money from your checking to Coinbase account. And literally that kind of sparked it to insane levels. And a lot of people never thought that it was going to go to 20,000 anytime soon. I never thought it was going to go to 10,000. I still remember when it was at 1,000. And, a couple months later, it's at 5,000 and 6,000. It just kind of went nuts. And again, such a low supply, 17 million Bitcoin only traded out there, and such high demand, where we're talking about millions of people buying it. And the trend just went insane. So keep that in mind. So there was a trend, and the trend literally peaked around 20,000, and there was an exhaustion move, meaning that there was traders, I guess, people who bought a very long time, big holders of Bitcoin. They decided to cash in, and they sold off. Literally, there was a huge sell-off right here where you see this huge volume actually on December 8, 2017. That was where the maximum volume sold. So let's look at the volume, by the way. So I want you guys to see the volume, because what traders really look at, again, traders, what they look at is price action, higher highs, higher lows for trend. That's where traders make money, is on trends on the upside. And volume, because it takes volume to move the price up. So that's very important. Forget about the moving averages, forget about the trend lines. That does not matter. Real traders who make money living on trading, those things don't even matter. What really matters is price action. Again, combination of higher highs, higher lows, to look at established trend, and volume. That is it. A lot of these trend lines and moving averages, honestly, all it does is confuse newbies. And newbies, that's what they do. They'll go for the easy stuff, the RSI levels, the moving averages. That is all BS. A real trader only matters is support and resistance, price action, higher highs, higher lows. And again, that higher highs and higher lows, that is pretty much the support and resistance holding, and volume. All right. So again, peaked around, let's say, December 8, 2017. And let's look at the volume. And I'm actually going to take off the candlesticks. So you can just pay attention to the volume. Okay. peaked December around this time. Okay, see this huge volume, 60,000 shares of Bitcoin were traded that day, but it was red, meaning that was a sell-off. So big Bitcoin sellers sold off. Now let's look at it in volume and currency. All right, so in volume, if you convert that volume that sold off that day into currency, we're talking about almost $800 million worth of Bitcoin was sold that day. So, and also look at the volume. I mean, in money. And again, keep in mind that volume in money, it kind of goes, because again, Bitcoin was kind of cheap in the beginning of May 2017. So money and volume was a lot smaller. But as Bitcoin got more expensive, again, money and volume got more expensive and went up. And again, you see these volume patterns where volume goes up as the price goes up, and then red volume increases as the price goes down. So you see right now that bears are in control. Again, more green volume bars means bulls are in control, trend is in place, especially right here around late December, late November, early December. Now after that, if you see the January to February to March, you get higher red volume compared to green volume, and then you see the downtrend. And let me put that the candlestick chart. So you guys see that? So what that means, bears are in control. There are more sellers than buyers right now. So the downtrend is definitely staking. There's no denying it. And then look at the volume just in shares, just in, I guess, supply. You know, it's definitely selling off. You know, there was a lot of green volume during the beginning of 2017, and now it's the reverse. It's the opposite. There's a lot more red volume compared to green volume. So bears have control. Now, the only green volume that's above the red volume was actually in February, and that coincides with the bounce. So let me show you guys the chart. As you guys can see that was a bounce right here when literally Bitcoin sell all the way to 6,000. That green volume most likely was short sellers covering, because when short sellers short, they're selling, they're borrowing shares from the broker, and they sell it, and then they hold it, and then when they want to cover, they have to buy it. So that's the reason why you actually see that huge green volume. So pretty much that's literally just short sellers pretty much buying the dip, or covering their shares. And there were some dip buyers, combination with short sellers covering and dip buyers, that brought it price all the way back almost to 12,000. But again, it was just like a dead cat bounce, and it couldn't hold. If you see that the 12,000, it couldn't break. So the trend has definitely broken. It actually broke. Literally after December 8th, that was literally the trend breaking. Actually, late December after Christmas, that's literally the trend breaking, because it did not hold its levels right here, which are around 12,000. It didn't hold, and it literally broke below support. So that's, again, trend break, technical breakdown, absolutely. So again, and it continues to sell. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is that Bitcoin is in sell-off mode. And it's really sad, because a lot of people put huge amounts of money, and a lot of people, got into the hype, especially when it was already trading at 12,000 or more, and they wanted to go to 200,000. Remember that? Hold Bitcoin to 100,000, Bitcoin to 1 million, and now they're, sad, and they lost a lot of money. And let me show you guys a chart of a pump and dump penny stock. Dump penny stock. Okay, and you guys are gonna see that it literally looks similar to Bitcoin, and it's kind of sad, but this is a pump and dump pattern. See, Bitcoin is like a Penny stock currently being pumped, soon to be dumped. And actually, this article was posted December 12, 2017. And again, I was talking about this actually in my videos in November. But this is a penny stock jam, similar pattern, literally, to Bitcoin. Huge run up, and then a sell off, and then and honestly, it goes literally down all the way to single digits. And I believe that's going to happen to Bitcoin. So I know it's sad, but I really believe that's going to happen to Bitcoin. If you see the news, for example, FBI warns the crypto exchange fraudulent support staff. So there's been a lot of, lot of fraudulent things going on with people getting their accounts hacked, or for example, in this case, for example, this case, let's say the state, the Internal Crime Consultant Center stated that consumers have submitted numerous complaints claiming losses of $11 million connected to tech fraud in 2017. The statement went to indicate that it was often individual investors who were targeted by scammers, and et cetera, et cetera. Let's see. So, typical scam: the fraudulent support worker asked for access to an individual's wallet, having posted a fake support number online. The scammer then posted funds to another temporary wallet. The virtual currency is never returned to the customer. So there's a lot of scams like that. And there's another bad news about cryptocurrency. And I keep in mind that the reason why like cryptocurrencies exploded, a lot of it was social media. There was just a lot of marketing, a lot of people marketing heavily through social media. And that was one of the reasons why it kind of really exploded. But now Twitter banned cryptocurrency advertising, Facebook banned it, and Google banned it. So again, advertising creates demand for Bitcoin. And with no demand, prices are not going to keep going up. Most likely they're going to keep going down. So that is huge, because price about anything is all based on supply and demand. So, and not just Bitcoin. We're talking about the whole cryptocurrency industry, and it's kind of insane because I was looking at crypto market cap, and I believe there's like over almost 1,000 different types of cryptocurrencies. They're literally worth nothing. I mean, in terms of intangible value, they're just made up digital currencies. Which, if you think about it, if you're in a video game, you can make up currency in a video game. And it's literally just currency for the video game, and that's pretty much what a lot of these cryptocurrencies are. So just keep that in mind, guys. So similar to a penny stock. Penny stocks, they work the same way. They promise that their product or service is going to change the world, and they pump all these advertisements. Back in the day, it was through email marketing, or actually through little investment firms cold calling people to buy certain stocks. I don't know if you guys remember the movie The Wolf of Wall Street. That's pretty much what they did. They actually sold pump and dumps to investors. They sold, this stock is going to go to the moon, or this stock is going to triple, this stock has a new product, etc. They were just pretty much salesmen. They were promoting, they were selling, and that's pretty much what happened. So pretty much the stock was the product. You think about it. So because really there was really no value in a lot of these companies, the stock was the product. So if you were able to sell stock and you got your commission, I mean, that's pretty much what the movie Wolf of Wall Street is all about. So hopefully you guys understand that. So again, the similarities between Bitcoin and a pump and dump chart. I mean, it's just insane, So you know what I mean? It's insane how similar they are, and not only that, but the float is also very similar. So what do we see? I mean, honestly, as a trader, what I'm actually seeing is that I'm seeing lower lows and lower highs. That's a downtrend. See this high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Where's the lower lows? Lower lows right here. Lower lows, lower lows. So if this 6,000 breaks below this thing could go to 4,000, even 2,000. Right now, this is the very, very important support level around 6,000, and right now is about to test it. And we see high volume. You know, look at this high volume bar right now in red, high volume. So if this breaks, it could go to 4,000, 2,000, and it might go to $100. Single digits is possible. So I guess the question is, what could save Bitcoin? So, and it's really sad because a lot of the demand, especially when it comes to advertising and promoting Bitcoin, is kind of dead. Again, Facebook is no longer promoting it, Twitter is no longer promoting it, Google is no longer promoting, and a lot of the demand came from social media. The only way, I guess, to promote Bitcoin now is either through the news, if NBC or some other news network decides to talk about Bitcoin or have a discussion about Bitcoin in the future. That's the only other thing that I could think of, but I highly, highly doubt it, especially now it's fallen so far, so down. And maybe CNBC, but CNBC, like the way they see Bitcoin, they actually see it as a scam. So you kind of literally cut off the engine of the demand, which was really social media, Instagram, Facebook posts, Twitter, Google, YouTube. A lot of that stuff literally kind of just killed it. So hope you guys understand that, honestly, the way I see it as a trader, because there's really no currently, I mean, even though Bitcoin is a coin that gives you a lot of opportunity to exchange money, the value is definitely there in terms of that, the opportunity. But the intrinsic value is, to me, is kind of hard to quantitate because Bitcoin is just Bitcoin. It's like the dollar. What makes a dollar value go up is really based on the truth, or I guess the confidence that the U.S. government will pay its debts. And Bitcoin is just based on supply and demand, literally based on supply and demand, on what people feel about Bitcoin, how far it could go. Because it's hard to value that because there's really no underlying asset. For example, companies who sell products, they have underlying assets like dividends, income. They make profits versus Bitcoin is just a coin. It doesn't make any profits. So I want you guys to keep that in mind, guys. So the way I see if this 6,000 breaks, which is going to test it eventually, I could see its downtrend is going to test it eventually. This 6,000 breaks, it literally could go to 4,000, even below that. There's no doubt in my mind. So hopefully this video taught you guys a little bit more about what is an uptrend and also a downtrend. Again, uptrend is higher highs and higher lows. Downtrend is lower highs and lower lows. So not until we see high volume, buy volume to hold Bitcoin up, and we see a combination of higher highs and higher lows, and those support levels holding, then I could see that Bitcoin could start trending. But as a moment, I do not see that. And this was pretty much a dead cat bounce. This is a very, very common trader term, dead cat bounce. When a pretty much a stock or security starts selling off, and then short sellers cover, and they buy, momentum traders buy in, and it bounces. It's an opportunity for momentum traders to make quick money, but it's really just a dead cat bounce because there's really no more demand towards it, and then that's why it kind of fails. And then you have all the people that bought over here selling. It's going to definitely continue to go down. My eyes, again, the way I see it as a trader. So hopefully you guys learned something from this video, guys. I know it's unfortunate. Again, this is something I predicted in November. I had a video that talked about it. I even covered Bitcoin futures and why. And actually, Bitcoin futures is probably a part of it too, because a lot of the big holders, the people who are holding millions and millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, they literally hedge their position by selling Bitcoin futures, and they probably still hold their Bitcoin, but they already made a bunch of profit, and they don't want to lose that. So all they have to do is just go to the derivatives exchanges and sell Bitcoin futures to hedge themselves, so in case Bitcoin does drop, and that's how they hedge themselves. So again, guys, hopefully you guys learned something from this video. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email or actually follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe if you see some value in this video, and hope to hear from you guys soon. Have a good one, guys. Bye.